Welcome to the Slinkies podcast, hosted by me, Howie.
And me, Al.
Just a couple of mates who thought were pretty fun in high school and need an excuse to catch up now their old dads with busy schedules.
Catch up every week to discuss the good old days as well as what is going on nowadays in our lives. So if you're into floods, then this is a podcast for you.
Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, 8 a.m. And remember, never try to fix your mate Slinky.
Welcome back to the Linking Slinkies podcast. Hopefully we're both... I haven't had a chance to catch up with Howie yet. This is why we do the podcast, spoilers. So all of our listeners know last week we had a bit of the spicy cough, mate. The old coronavirus. How you going, mate? You're over it yet?
Yeah, it was more the isolation. It wasn't so much the sickness. You still don't sound great.
Yeah.
But you haven't been able to rest like I can. But yeah, no, it was fine. It's just the isolation that sucked.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it's for me as well, just being stuck at home with 3 sick kids and 2 sick adults is not very good. I'm feeling, I've still got a little bit of a cough left over.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a cough before, but it sort of came on a bit later, and a little bit of a stuffy nose sort of thing. But I'm fine. Like, I feel fine. Like, I don't feel sick. I've just got those lingering over. But I still haven't rested. Ain't no rest for the wicked, mate.
Yeah,
if I just got, a full night's sleep, maybe I'll be right. One of those.
It's because of those dogs next door, isn't it?
Bloody dogs. I call my kids dogs.
I said next door. Oh,
door.
no,
whatever. Yeah, I kicked him. So, no, the kids still haven't been sleeping. And I haven't had a full night's sleep. And with work, it's just been insane. So I had a week off of work because of COVID. But with my job, the work's still there. It just piles up.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so reluctant to take days off.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the work goes anywhere. The work's still there. I've just missed out on days. It just backs up.
Yeah.
So I had a week of work backed up there to go. But anyway, so just get over COVID. And then it was legit, like, we just tested negative, and then we're like, oh, I think it's going to rain tomorrow. And it's like, oh, that'll be nice for the plants and stuff. Floods. just fucking bucketed down, mate. It was just unreal. So we just get out of COVID straight into a natural disaster. It's unreal, mate. Unreal.
And your family's all there where their family's like in the middle of war. So you've got COVID, family in war, floods.
The in-laws. So the in-laws come over to visit for a few weeks. They live overseas, and basically they land, they get COVID, their family's in a war, and they're in a natural disaster. It's like...
Next time, just, hey, do you just want to come over? No, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Unreal. Like, the rain... So we do get floods fairly often here in southeast Queensland. It's not uncommon, we know what it's like. But this time it started flooding, and we're like, oh, okay, we can do this. We've got to do blah, 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 blah. Thankfully, our house is fine. We live on a slopey block, and our house is halfway up the hill, so we're fine. Our house is fine. But then we were going through the floods, and then we're sitting there late at night one night, about to go to bed, and it starts raining again. After flood rain, we're like, oh, it's going to rain again. It was the heaviest rain I've ever heard in my life. It's like God just pissed down. It was just unreal, and it did not stop at all when it was already flooded.
Yeah.
So we're just like, here we go again. So thankfully our house is fine, but 2 of the major entry and exits into Beenleigh, which is just next to where we live, flooded out. So I also had the worst traffic of my life. I know my traffic, mate. It's the worst
your traffic
of my whole life. It's unreal because some major bridges were closed and stuff. So my kids' school is excuse me. My kids' school is a 10-minute drive on a normal morning. It's 5 without traffic, but school traffic about 10, maybe 15 pushing it with bad traffic. It took me 55 minutes, almost an hour, to drop the kids to school. It was gridlock. It was just unreal, mate. And then, so I've got a week's work of work backed up. I have no internet at my house because of the floods. We had no Wi-Fi. Then we have the kids at home for more days. So, I didn't even know where to start, mate. Everyone's loving me injured. Sorry, guys. Are we recording?
We're recording. This is so good. Welcome to the How We Now Whinge podcast.
You know what really grinds my gears? Floods. Fuck them. So basically, my kids, so my daughters just started prep, which is, we discussed, the funny word they use up here for kindergarten. We have the longest school holidays in history because of COVID. They started school late, so they had longer school holidays. She's there for a week. She gets COVID, so she has a week off, and then it floods. So this year, my daughter in prep has been to school a week and a half, and we're already in March. So she's missed out on so much school already because of the floods. And now we're filming this on a Friday, late at night after work. And they've closed school again.
Yeah.
She's been to school through Wednesday, 2 days this week.
Yeah. And how often this year?
A week. I suppose she's been maybe 2 weeks. She's probably been 2 weeks and 2 days to school.
Isn't school holidays coming up?
Yeah. And let me tell you, they needed to go back to school, mate. They need to fucking get out of my house. I'm ready for I don't know. Is there an orphanage that does temporary work? Or like I'm joking. I love you kids. You're the best. But you do need to go to school.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been unreal. It's just one thing after another after another. It's like we just slowly getting over a pandemic. We get COVID. Okay, we can get through that. Flood, war, God, like just I don't know, I'm just waiting for a break, mate.
Waiting for a break.
It's not coming. Anyway, how was your week, mate?
I don't think I can top that. I love how it's just this big, avoid COVID, avoid COVID for 2 years, and then you get it and you're just like, eh.
Did we talk about that last week? I can't remember if we did.
I don't know.
But my work is, I think we did talk about it. Anyway, my work for years, they're like, if you know someone that knows someone that met somebody that previously met somebody that is a cousin of that sniffed a drop of COVID, you stay home for 2 weeks without a question. And now it's like, oh, I got COVID. And they'll be like, can you work from home? I'm sort of a bit sick. Yeah, well, just when you're feeling better, just jump on. Okay? Even when somebody in the office got COVID before, they scrubbed it down. They bleached everything. They wiped it from top to bottom. They Glen 20'd it. And now someone's like COVID and they're like, oh, just don't go in the office. You'll be right.
Just don't lick that surface. Yeah.
Just don't lick that
surface.
Are you sure I really want to lick it? And now they just don't give a shit.
Now,
just ridiculous.
I'm going off script here, but this is one of my favorite things is that shirts that look good and they have a really cool font on them, but when you actually pay attention to the words, what the fuck are they made like sports and games 1982? Like why? What is sports and games department? Like why?
It's always like New York.
Yeah, New York.
California.
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah. It's just like those, people get those Japanese tattoos and think they're mad and they just say water or something.
Yeah.
So, I very rarely pay attention to the words. I'm just like, oh yeah, that pattern looks cool or that color looks cool. I just need a shirt,
Yeah, but what do you want it to say?
I don't know. But I guess that's why like people are having so much success in the fitness industry just by putting their brand on it. People are like, yeah, or putting like, lift, run, repeat.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
But when they just have New York or sports and games,
1992.
I'm just like, what do they mean?
Yeah. But just to quickly recap before, like, one thing after another, I was saying, I think that, do you know the onion?
The onion. What onion?
The onion. The onion. It's a satire news site. Was a magazine.
No.
Okay, so it's the Batuta.
Yeah.
So the Batuta is the Australian version of the onion. The
Gotcha.
onion's been around a lot longer.
Gotcha.
But they summarized it perfectly before. Actually, this is one of them that I wanted to read out from the onion. It says, this is in regards to all the war and fucking pandemic shit. It says, world leaders vow regular people just trying to live their lives will bear the consequences. And I was like, that is perfect. That is perfect. Because I was just trying to... Sorry, there's this other one as well. I was just trying to drive to work the other day, and it was pouring down, and I was thinking, people just want to live. We're just trying to go to work. We're not out partying or doing anything crazy. We just want to go to work, and you can't even go to work calmly or properly at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everything's just been made, like, we're still having to do stuff, but everything's just been made difficult.
I've got to find this other one as well from the Batuta, but in the meantime, do you not have a car at the moment, mate?
No.
What's going on there, mate? Did you fuck another one up, or did you go in the big dumb car park again?
No, it's just getting repairs. We had some repairs. I got it back because I needed it. I couldn't go any longer, but they ordered the wrong part. Oh, yeah, that's a story for you. We got it in to get repaired, and they ordered the wrong part, but they didn't tell me that. So anyway, I left it there for the week. So I went a week without a car. And
a week without a car?
Week without a car. 7 days.
Oh.
And then... just for dramatic effect. Anyway, they called me. Anyway, I called them on the day and said, hey, just seeing what time to pick up the car. I will let you know. I get a text to say your car's been delayed due to, the beam painting. I'm like, paint has to dry. That's annoying, but anyway. So I let them know that I'd need to have it by X amount of time. Anyway, they called the next day and said, look, we actually ordered the wrong part. I'm like, why has that taken 7 days or longer to you to tell me? Like, so we've ordered the right part. We just need it for a few more days. Can you pay the excess? So if you need to pick it up, you can pick it up and use it, but you just got to bring it back. Like, anyway, so I didn't pay the excess. It took then 2 weeks for the part to come in. So it was 2 weeks without a car. So then the second week was okay because I had COVID and couldn't go anywhere anyway. So the second week wasn't too bad, but still annoying. And then they called and said, yep, it's all ready to go. So organised everything, organised the lift, got over there, and the car's half finished. I'm like, where's the sports bar? They're like, oh, remember how we ordered the wrong part? We only ordered one part. We forgot to check the other part. Why would you forget to check the other part? So we pulled it out and it doesn't fit and it's the wrong colour. So now we've ordered that part. So I've had the car back for a couple of days and then I've had to drop it back to get some other parts put on. And then I've got to pick it up and then drop it back to get the last bit done. So it's only today I'm without a car. I had the car since Tuesday, I think. I've had the car since Tuesday. Yeah. Only today I was meant to have it done yesterday, but they had to move stuff. Which would have been good. So I had to do it today. I was meant to be back this morning. No go. So here we are. And then I've got to drop it back again next week.
It's so annoying not having a car.
Yeah.
And we need 2 cars all the time just for kids and work and stuff. And when you're without one, even just without one car, it's just so annoying. Man.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's the most annoying thing ever. It's just ridiculous. What I was trying to find before, sorry, the Batuta, I couldn't find it, but it's something along the lines of millennial sick of going through another once in a lifetime situation. Yeah. I was like, that's so true. Yeah. Like,
yeah. Imagine people that are 5 years old. Their life has just been terrible.
I got a 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah. Well, they've gone through everything. They've gone through 1 in 100 year situations. in the first 5 years.
probably
They've got
not-
that out of the way.
Yeah, it's probably not too bad for the 5-year-olds because they don't really know what's going on. It's probably worse for maybe a teenager.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're 18 and you can't go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you waited all that time. Yeah.
You're finally getting into life and they're like, oh, this is life now. Enjoy.
But I'm a bit over. Can't get over the floods, like the Maccas and the service station, like how the water's up to the roof or up to the side. Like those things are not small. Like
No.
that's huge.
So the rivers, so we live near the Logan River, and the Logan River was going up and up. And every time this happens on Facebook, because we're part of the community groups, they're like, oh, it was worse in 2017. No, it was worse in 75. My grandpa had to get the old dinghy out and rescue a cat and all that. And then the news site's like, Logan River, all-time high, highest in history. It's just like, shit. It's the highest it's ever been in history.
That's because they didn't have tools back then to measure it. So it just seemed high.
Or, climate change, or I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, it just sucks. 'Cause people are just trying to live. People just want to live. They just want to go to work and look after their kids and feed them. And that's the other thing. So now we've just gone through so long with COVID taking away all the toilet paper and meat. It's so hard to get meat, and it was just finally getting back to normal. Now no trucks can get in.
Yeah.
So I went to the shop to get my daughter milk, which she needs to, live. There's no milk at the shop. I was like, can I get a fucking break?
Just, do you remember going to the shops and just being able to get whatever you wanted? Like, and there'd be some left.
So for granted.
Yeah, I know. It's me too. Now I go there and I'm like, oh, there's none. It's like, what do you mean there's none? Like, we don't have any. I'm like, what do you mean? This is always full.
There's plenty of Beyond Burgers left. I'm not that hungry.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely.
really did take that for advantage. Took that for advantage. Is that the saying? Took that for advantage?
Granted.
Took that for granted. Granted. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should have took it advantage of it.
Maybe you need like
And we
a
just
cow
got-
in your backyard.
We just got a new fridge, mate.
Yeah, but nothing to put in it.
Nothing to put in.
That's why you got the ice dispenser. They love the ice dispenser or water dispenser.
I've waited my whole life for a fridge that you can get water and ice out the front of it.
Yeah, you made it.
So later in the show, we're going to be talking about that. Something will tie into this.
Yeah.
My cousins had this state-of-the-art fridge 10 years ago that has a screen on it, like links into your Wi-Fi, and you can get ice and water out the front of it. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. And now my whole life I've waited for this. I'm just waiting for it to break.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use it, or it produces like 1 cup of ice a day. And then you got to wait 12 hours for it to freeze again. I'm just waiting for something. Actually, you know what happened? We get it up, they deliver it, they get it up our stairs, and they put it in, and we're like, oh, finally, something good. We finally get something to look forward to that's good in our house, because we have kids, you can't have anything nice or good because they just break it or draw in it. There's a dent in the front of it. They took it out of the box to deliver it up the stairs, and I think the door's flying open, and there's a dent in the front of the door. And I'm just like, what did I do? Did I punch an old lady? Give me a break.
Kicked a black
Can I
cat
have-
underneath a ladder.
Can I have one nice thing in my life? Besides my children, I love you very much. Thank you for being-
Yeah, but they've got dents in them.
They got funny dents in them. So I emailed the people. I'm like, we got this fridge and there's already a dent. And they're like, oh, sorry. So they gave us a couple of $100 off.
Yeah.
Which was good. It's good. We got a couple of $100 off it. It wasn't a cheap fridge.
Yeah.
So already we've got a dent in our...
Is it noticeable?
I don't... It's down the bottom, so you probably wouldn't notice it if you didn't know it's there.
What's more noticeable, the dent or the couple $100 in your account?
I mean, the price of groceries... couple of $100 goes like that anyway, so it's I don't know.
Maybe you're lucky. Tiny unnoticeable dent, and you got some money off it.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's not that bad, but it's just more of the fact of
Yeah.
you want
I just
this
wanted
nice
something
thing?
nice.
Too bad. Oh, you want to go to work? Oh, it's flooded. Oh, you want a new fridge? There's a dent in it.
I can't wait to visit. So, mate,
Oh, you
did you know there's a dent in your
yeah,
fridge? Just as you get over
Oh,
it.
you want some time off work? Have COVID. I'm just waiting for whatever's next, mate. But we're getting some excavation work in our backyard done,
Mm.
which is going to be delayed because of the floods and stuff, which is fine. It's not their fault. But I can just imagine it's like, oh, we're excavating your backyard and, I don't know, we stumbled on some human remains. It's like,
What was this
right.
year?
Yeah,
Great.
what's that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just waiting for whatever's next, mate.
Yeah. If it makes you feel better, I had a bad week myself.
Oh,
yeah.
did ya?
Yeah, I got bit by a green ant. I didn't get cranky though. I did storm off and put my foot in the bath, but like if anyone knows me, you know that I'd rather get bitten by a great white shark than bitten by a green ant. I'd rather get punched in the face than get bitten by a green ant.
I'm surprised, like, you don't get up in the morning and your morning routines, like, you know, you put your Rexona on and then you just get the Aerogard out, the insect repellent, and just cover your body just in the off chance an ant crawls up your shirt.
God, I hate them. I hate them so much.
How did you get bitten by an ant? Why were you outside?
I was hanging the clothes on the line.
In your backyard?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't get that ant sand, the ant repellent sand, and just cover your backyard.
Yeah, I want there to be like a nuke for ants,
Ant
and I'll
nuke.
just drop it, ant nuke, and just boof, all the ants within like a 200-meter radius. Just,
Yeah,
I hate them.
that would
I
be
hate
a
them
good
so
idea.
much.
I don't know. They know you. They hate you. They're going.
So I see. So no Wi-Fi. So you got through that.
It's 2022, mate. You can't live without the internet,
I know.
especially when you're trying to work from home.
It was interesting. You texted me more than. Often I like.
I-
End of the day, I'll have a message from you on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Messenger, and a text message.
Yeah, mate.
So, and I'm talking to you in one app, and then it's not for a couple of days later I realize you've messaged me in the other app too.
I know, mate. You never reply to my text messages. You're horrible.
I'm terrible at replying.
I know you're the worst. You never true. I send Howie at least 6, 8, maybe 10 Snapchats a day. I get one of him in the morning while he gets his coffee. That's it.
Yeah.
Just to keep the streak going, which Howie almost ruined our Snap streak, which is at like 450.
Yeah, you get more
We're
than
like
what a
a-
lot of other people get.
I didn't have Wi-Fi, I didn't have anything, and you almost ruined a 450-day Snap streak, mate, because you didn't want to send me a snap.
So I didn't want to send you a snap. It's just I didn't have my phone.
Okay. I didn't have Wi-Fi. And we're in a... Oh, that's the other thing. So we're in a black spot.
Yeah.
So where we live, it's not like, oh, no Wi-Fi, I'll just use my data for a week, whatever, no big deal. I have one bar of 4G where we live.
I'll send you snaps today. I promise.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee everyone listening to this, I'll update you next week. Harry will send me another one, maybe two. 2 max.
But our listeners know you're never happy.
I
could send you 1,000 snaps and you
love
wouldn't. You'd be like, he didn't send me 1,001.
You cannot send me enough Snapchats. No one can send me enough Snapchats. I love it. I don't know why, but I feel like I annoy everyone else. But I think that I send funny shit or interesting shit.
I love them. They're not annoying. I love them. I just forget to reply.
Send me a photo of your coffee cup. I'm like, mate, I just sent you 10 gold snaps.
You just told me I couldn't send you enough snaps, mate. What's wrong with my
Yeah,
coffee
not
cup?
enough.
What's wrong with my coffee cup?
Yeah, and several others of your poo and your head and whatever. I want it all, mate. I feel like I'm the person in friendships that sends too many messages, sends too many Snapchats, sends too many memes. People can't send me enough stuff. I need like input. I'm like, come on, let's go. Come on, more. And people are like, here's one meme I found 3 weeks ago. I'm like, that's it. I read that in 3 seconds. Give me 20. I just can't get enough.
I'll work on it.
Work on it, mate.
So it's no keto. What's that about?
No keto. So the in-laws are visiting, and we stopped keto. So I was doing keto for over a year. I was doing really good with it.
Yeah, you're looking well.
And then stopped keto sort of thing for a week. But the problem was I was looking forward to having a break from it to go to the gym and actually have some carbs in my workout.
Yeah.
Because they are better for strength training and, you know, hypertrophy, whatever it's called. They are. Carbs are better. It's just the fact that that is better. So, but that's right when I got COVID.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go to the gym. And then the gym was flooded. Well, the car park was flooded and it was closed. I was like, oh my God. So I have only been to the gym. Oh no, I went twice. Since I've started carbs.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you updated on that, mate. But I'm going to go back to keto when they leave. Just so I didn't realize how you sort of forget how addictive sugar is. So I didn't have refined sugar for a year.
Yeah.
Also, I had one cruiser at your baby shower thing. I had one sugar cruiser then, and I can't remember. I might have had one other thing, but pretty much a year with no sugar. And it felt really good. And now that I've started having sugar again, it's once you pop, you can't stop.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
It's just so addictive.
Yeah.
It's no matter what you're eating, it's like, I'll just have one of those.
Yeah.
And then you just eat the whole packet of it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Chips or lollies, or I don't really eat lollies, but whatever it is. It just gets you, man. Which is what I love on keto, is you don't have those cravings. You might want something, but you definitely don't crave it. And also, I didn't really feel hungry ever on keto. I was like, oh, I could eat or not eat. It's so easy to fast. But now I'm like, it's been 2 hours. Can I eat? I've got to eat. I'm starving. I want to eat. Like, I just want to eat everything all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy it.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah. It's not exactly in their culture, is it?
No.
What do you mean you don't have carbs? I'll feed you bread.
Had potato dumplings, which I loved.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for, but here's your carbs on carbs with no that's the other thing. I love meat. I'm a meat eater. I love my protein.
Yeah.
Eggs, milk, meat, whatever. I didn't have milk on keto. Keto, I love it. And just having like dumplings, potato dumplings. I'm like,
yeah.
I need a steak with it. Steak and potato dumplings? Yeah. But just potato dumplings? No.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that was good, mate. But I need to take a quick break, mate.
Quick break?
Quick break. We're going to cut here and we'll come back in 1 second.
Okay. And we're back.
And we're back. Speaking of dropping the kids off to the pool, stomach is screwed up since going back. Whenever you change what you eat, my stomach just goes insane.
How was it?
It's good, mate.
That's good. I'm glad.
Okay. Back to the pod.
Back to
So,
the pod.
Howie, have you ever seen Malcolm in the Middle?
No. Oh, no, yes, I have. Yeah, of course I've seen Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. I was going to say no, so you would explain it, but I'm like, no, then that would be a lie.
Malcolm is in the middle. That's about it.
That's it.
No.
Yeah.
For anybody that hasn't seen Malcolm in the Middle, go watch it.
He's
Fantastic show.
middle child, right? That's why it's middle child and it's all about him.
Yeah. So he's really smart, and he's so basically the premise of the show is it's a middle class family growing up in America, and he's really smart, and it's just I think it's one of the best sitcoms of all times, mainly because it shows a family that isn't rich.
Yeah.
If you think of what's that show, Modern Family.
Yeah.
their houses are perfect, their clothes are perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's just in their life is perfect. But if you watch Malcolm in the Middle, it's like real.
Yeah.
Their grass on their front lawn is dead. Their clothes are they're hand me down. It's just more. It's so much more real and relatable than watching a rich ass family be like, "Oh, we got to go to the wedding today. Which dress should I pick?" It's just bullshit like that. And then I was thinking about growing up, people growing up rich and people growing up poor, and I've seen a TikTok. I should find it and show. I'll probably send it to you, but you never opened it, mate.
Probably.
But she's
It's dead bat that.
there's this Aussie chick, and she goes, "Oh, you will know your friends were rich when they grow up, and they have blah 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 blah." And she goes, "Oh, you know your friends were rich growing up when they had this extra drawer in their dishwasher for cutlery." And I went, "Your friends had dishwashers?" Well, everything she did was she thought she was growing up poor.
Poor, yeah.
Or not poor, obviously, like
Yeah.
can't eat poor or
Yeah.
living on the street, but she thought she was growing up tough.
Yeah.
With her dishwasher. And I was like, how many people did we know had a dishwasher growing up?
Yeah.
Fancy. You had a fucking... Your parents still don't have a dishwasher, do they?
Yeah. And to talk from experience, I've had the third drawer for the cutlery. And speaking from experience, the third drawer for the cutlery is really fucking annoying. Like, the basket is so much easier. Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, it takes so long to stack it. Like, you got to, like, put it in and make sure it stands up. It falls through. It's a nightmare. Anyway, just the basket where you just chuck them in the basket, pick the basket up and load it into the drawer. Much easier.
Much easier. But it's just so funny that people have this perspective of their life where they're just like, "Oh, I only had a normal dishwasher. My friends had the rack." And it just got me thinking, like, that's just... There's nothing worse than a spoiled rich person.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
It's just... And then I was thinking about, like, we grew up in a public school in Tamworth. We've seen a lot... Looking back, we knew a lot of real poor people.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell this story, and I won't use his name because I feel really bad. But we had this friend. He loved handball. You probably know who I'm talking about. But this poor kid, like, so one day he had this black backpack, right? This whole time for a long time. He just always had this black backpack. And one day he shows up to school, and I remember this, and he shows up with a purple backpack. We're like, "Oh, hey, mate, you got a new backpack. That's awesome." And he goes, "No, I just washed it." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, shit." I remember him, poor kid, he never had clean clothes.
Yeah.
He couldn't afford to have clean clothes.
Yeah.
That's proper struggle there.
Yeah.
That's not just no top drawer of your fucking cutlery in your dishwasher. That's I can't afford the wash my clothes struggle.
Yeah.
And looking back,
the basic thing,
visiting a lot of people in our year at their house, just thinking back of what their houses were like, I was like, wow, that's proper struggle. That's like real. That's not just, oh my God, I couldn't afford the second car. We could never afford to go overseas for holidays. We always had a holiday. It's like, oh, wow, you got holidays? Like, you got to go somewhere? No, we did. Sorry, I did. I was very lucky, but I knew
we're in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
Yeah.
We're Malcolm in the middle.
But
it's just, perspective.
Yeah.
Anyway. But now I feel that my kids are growing up in this beautiful house that I've worked very hard to get, and a lot of them in this beautiful estate. And they go to a beautiful, nice school. No kids there showing up with a dirty backpack.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried, like, they're just going to have such a different perspective on life growing up in a nice house in a nice area. It's probably a lot better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just every now and again, just take them to the slums.
Yeah,
so they appreciate it.
Slums.
So drop them off there, like once a week. You drop them off, they're going to make their way home. By any means necessary.
Yeah. I know. But anyway, just got me thinking of that. But go watch Malcolm in the Middle. Rewatch Malcolm in the Middle. It's a really good show.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Probably
not
one
the
of the best
boss of
sitcoms
me
of all
now. You're not the... Yeah, love it. Love it.
Very good. All right, we're back, guys and gals. Hopefully, do I still have my sexy radio voice?
No. It's in the middle
Okay.
between breaking and being back to normal kind of thing.
Okay, give me a line. Give me a line.
Tangents and potty humor.
Tangents and potty humor.
Yeah, see. It's okay.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Okay.
It's not the same as last week.
I'll go get COVID again.
You have to quit your job at the sex hotline.
All right.
Okay.
And as always,
Never forget to fix your mates. Slinky.
floody flood flood.